1 year ago, I was working in Hotel Annapurna, the oldest five-star hotel of Nepal, elder than my parents. It was around 53 years old. This hotel was itself a legend and had thousands and thousands of stories with thousands and thousands of people. I was one of them, and I am sharing the story of 20 rupee tip with you. Yes, a 20 rupee tip story. I was a receptionist, standing in a small compartment of reception. This receptionist could not sit, but stand all the time. It was my evening duty, and it was around 10 in the night. Everything outside were dark, and lights of lobby was dim, and only the brightest thing in the entire lobby was my smile, which I was distributing to all the guests who were passing by. Some returned it back and some didn't care. When I was working, 3 Japanese women entered the hotel for check-in. My colleague welcomed them and requested them to sit for a while in lobby sofa till we assigned them a room. They had booked 3 rooms, and I went to these 3 ladies with 3 keycards and 3 registration forms. I welcomed them and I greeted them with our national greeting, Namaste. They bowed a little and with a bright smile on their face said, Namaste. Japanese people have different kind of polite gesture, and they are the most polite people on earth, I believe. I handed them their keys and they were kind of relieved and happy that after a long flight, actually they could sleep in the comfortable room of a 5-star hotel. When I handed them the registration form to fill up the basic information, they took it. But they were staring hard at that piece of paper and had puzzled look on their faces. I understood that they couldn't understand the written English. But how sweet of them. Although they didn't even recognize a single letter, they're trying so hard to actually understand something. I guided them just to write their name and put their signature. They did it in very humble manner. Among 3 Japanese ladies, one was very young, maybe around 25. One was little more mature, maybe around in her 40s. Another one was sweet little granny, maybe in her 70s. All were beautiful with their glowing skin and very gentle attitude. And for the story, I will be calling her Granny to make it easy and simplify the story. Among them, Granny was most charming. She had different kind of spark in her face, which was covering her wrinkles. Her face was glowing with her smile. Though Granny was old and she was weaker than other 2 ladies, she had biggest luggage among all. After finishing the check-in procedures, I asked her if I could help her with her luggage. She said, yes, sure. My colleague helped other 2 ladies with their luggage. I don't know what it was, but Granny had such an aura of love around her, and when she looked at me, love radiated from her eyes. When we reached her room, she was happy to see her beautiful room. I kept her luggage in the luggage rack. She bowed a little and said Namaste as a thank you. That was the most genuine form of thank you I had ever received. So I asked her, how is the room? She raised her thumb in a very cute manner and said, good, with lust on her face. Then I asked her, may I assist you to put Wi-Fi password in your phone? She looked at me with a puzzled way. She didn't have a good knowledge of English, so I picked up 2 words, phone, Wi-Fi. She said, oh, Wi-Fi, and she handed me her phone. It was full of Japanese language, which seemed to me like some weird, creepy insects. But with the help of symbols, I managed to connect her phone with Wi-Fi. She didn't understand English that well, nor I knew Japanese. But in such a short time, there was such a loving connection between me and Granny. So, love is beyond any language barriers. I bowed a little, thanked her, and was about to leave the room. She stopped me and said in her broken accent, "Excuse me, do you take tip?" I couldn't understand, so I said, "Excuse me, ma'am." This time she raised her purse and said, "Do you take tip?" How could I deny? She was asking with such a love. I smiled and said yes. She had some Japanese currencies and some Nepali currencies in her purse. She randomly picked 20 rupee note and handed it over to me. She didn't even recognize 20 rupee Nepali note, nor she knew the value of 20 rupee note in Nepal. She just gave me out of gratitude and love. 20 rupee in Nepal is very small amount, but that 20 rupee was given out of so much of love and compassion that it meant more than 1,000 rupees for me. I realized gifts are given out of heart, and it doesn't matter whether it's expensive, cheap, small, big, anything. Gift is a gift, and gift is a materialistic form of love. It was time to go back home. I went back home, and such an wonderful experience it was. I kept that 20 rupee in my book and preserved it for more than a year. Actually, I was planning it to keep it with me for whole of my life. But I don't know, it got lost. Maybe it was mixed up with my other money and was got spent it. But that experience will remain with me in my heart forever. This was 20 rupee tip story. Thank you for listening till the end, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. And please don't forget to leave your encouraging comments. I'll come up with the next video. Till then, I love you and may God bless you.